is how we're going to get into it, man, because the backlash from that 60 Minutes expose that they did about a week ago now on Sunday is shaking up the industry. Yes, it is shaking up the industry. It got brokers, big time brokers. Well, C.H. Robinson is a big time broker, right? They're up there with the TKLs and the rest of them. They got C.H. Robinson shaking in their boots. They went back to make a statement about all of the situations that was going on in that expose. All because they said that the 2025 Carrier of the Year was that company that was being focused on. Everybody is trying to do some backpedaling today. They trying to do a lot of backpedaling, even to the point of, now, I don't know if this is true or not, because sometimes you got to like look deep
Shit gets deeper. You get the picture.
Into what is being said and being done on social media. I'm just saying.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Now, if the masses is true, and if the information that is floating around is true, then that company out of Illinois has changed their name to Blue Sky, Sky Blue, Sky Freight. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, they trying to backpedal everything that company ever stood for in the last few years. They're trying to say it's a new name. And being that it's a new name, they trying to say it's like, hey, we're not that company anymore. We're not here to do what we've been doing in the past. We're trying to clean it up. I don't know. But we all know by now, because of the 60-minute expose, all of the social media think pieces, including my own, we all know that controversial company out of Illinois been getting hit bad with no Vaseline. Before this was even a thing, drivers been warning people, drivers, other interests about that company. They was warning them about how that company likes to play with the driver's money and their livelihoods. I had driver after driver after driver reach out to the channel via DMs, emails, text messages. They all say the exact same thing on how that company treated them dirty. Now, look, drivers, I don't know how many videos I have done about that Russian company out of Illinois. And the crazy thing is, spoiler alert, they're not the only companies out there doing that. A lot of these black op companies, not just out of Illinois, the ones that be trying to pay percentage or offer any type of lease purchase options, they be playing with the money. Think about this. When you get into that truck, you pick your load, you get the load. The dispatcher will get the load from the broker. They'll give the company a rate. That company will see the rate. And then what they'll do, they will change it and make a whole nother number. And then turn around and offer that number to the drivers, which will be a lowball rate. Some of you drivers right now are wondering why, when you ask for the Raycon, some companies won't even give you the Raycon. Those same companies don't even want you to have the Raycon. Because if they know that you get that Raycon and you see the amount that was truly offered versus the amount that you was given, of course you're going to be in your feelings. Of course you're going to be pissed off about it. Of course you're going to question it. When you say, hey, bump all that, I'm about to go over their head and I'm about to call the broker directly. And listen, when you do that, just know that the company is going to mess with your money even more. Think about this. They will stall you at times for like days on end. Like, hey, driver, we can't find no loads for you. And why they do that as punishment. You'll be sitting in Florida somewhere with the with the fuel card cut off, and you can't move because you're stranded. Just know that once you finish the load, they will automatically turn off that fuel card. Now, when they do that, they got you by the balls, because now they know that you're going to end up wanting to take any and everything to get up out of there because you've been sitting. But you don't realize that they're punishing you for that because you, driver, had the audacity to go over their head to talk to the broker directly. They don't want you to do that. But think about this. For the ones that do give you the Raycon just to keep your mouth shut, just know they already played with the money. And about time you get it, it's definitely not going to be hitting on nothing. And here's the crazy part, drivers, because a lot of you guys out there saying that when you come close to finishing your lease, and that it's a small percentage, very, very small, that will even come close to finish out a 3-year or a 5-year lease if you've been with that company for that long. Now, if you was one of those drivers that managed to get 3 or 5 years out of that company and you made money and you didn't have any problems, you had a dispatcher that you worked with and everything worked in your favor, congratulations. Yes, sir. Congratulations. You are the lucky few. But there are many, and there has been many drivers that came close to finishing their lease, and then all of a sudden something crazy happens and they end up leaving the company, they end up getting terminated, or they end up getting fired for whatever reason. Whatever reason, you're gone, you're out of there. And think about this, after all those years of you putting in for the truck, paying for the truck, paying for the ELD, paying for the fees, all that other stuff, the fuel, everything, thousands, all that don't even matter, because now you lost all that money. You lost all that opportunities for ownership and the chance to even rebound. Those companies put you in a bind. Think about this. The driver that they just spotlighted on the 60 Minutes, my man lost $35K. I said that. That's crazy work. That he was putting in all that money. He was doing the work, even though he was exposing the company for what they was doing.
Hold on.
But he was accepting it though. Look, driver, I gotta say this. Honestly, I do. I gotta say this. You put in $35K. So that gotta mean that you put in some time and you put in some work with that company. Now, whatever relationship that you had with the company that up all of a sudden went sour, but before all of that, you was accepting all of that. You was accepting the fact that you didn't want to sleep and you wanted to make the money. You was accepting them manipulating the laws so you can have the time to deliver, that you can have the time to make the runs. You accept the ghost cold driver. You accepted all of that. But as always, there's something that happens that sours the relationship between you and that company. And now here you are being spotlighted on national TV, spilling the tea. And don't get me wrong, a lot of you drivers do that. Y'all do. Listen, y'all do. Yes, you do. You do that because a lot of the stuff that you guys accept A lot of the stuff that you guys do for that company, it was all gravy. It was all good. It was all good just a year ago. It was all good just a month ago. It was all good just last year. It was all good yesterday. But now something happened. You got jaded. And now here you is on social media spilling the tea about what the company does. And for the drivers that support the company, of course, they don't want you out there spilling no tea because they want to continue to run. They want to continue to make money. They don't have nothing to do with you. But by you spilling the tea on a national stage now, because on social media, nobody wasn't listening. They really didn't care. But now that this is on a national stage, it got everybody's attention. Federals, DOTs, Sean Duffy, lawyers, everybody. Everybody is standing at attention.
That the whole world gonna stand up and take notice. I'm talking about the state police, federals, all of that.
Attention!
We had drivers out there telling you about playing those away games. They told you about what that company was about, but you decided to still go and work with them. They saw you coming from a mile away.
What'd I tell you about playing them fucking away games? Yeah. They saw your ghetto ass coming from miles away, nigga.
They saw you. Yeah, there he is. Right there. Him. That driver. That down and out driver. That broke driver. That driver right there that's in the SAP program driver. Him. Yeah, come on. 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 A lot of these Russians out here. Not a lot. But majority of them out here ain't nothing but bit scammers. Y'all know this. Y'all know this.
And you know this, man.
But you drivers keep settling and keep sacrificing for these companies. For what? You guys end up with nothing to show for it in the end.